Attention at Open House Vision. You see who I got with me. That's right, the Zen boss lady, my rising fly chick. We are out at a pretty cool location because the subject matter that we want to discuss today may rattle you a little bit. You know, one of the biggest things that ever happened to me was to look back respectfully and see some things in my rear view where I could have handled myself a little better. One of the things that Lisa teaches and shares a lot in her leadership is self-awareness. Self-awareness is so powerful. Self-love. Tell me what you're trying to do, love, so I can fix it.
I got it. I got it. Go ahead, keep
No.
talking.
Cricket. Cricket, gotta fix it. That's why I asked you what you're trying to do, so I can help you out there. And so self-awareness is something to where you know your self-worth, your self-love. And guys, I hate to disrupt you right now, but we have I'm talking about, it's like bubonic plague type of epidemic of crabs in a barrel. Crabs in a barrel. If you don't know what that means, hold on. Lisa, how you feeling approaching this subject today? That's what I need to know before I read this to the good people. How do you feel about tackling this giant of a subject?
Well, I want you crabs in a barrel is an interesting topic because for a while I'd not heard too many people talk about it or even mention it for a little while, but then we've seen some things and heard some things and it puts you back into that state of mind of crabs in a barrel. And that's, like I said, we're going to be talking about crabs in a barrel today. And Benny's going to give you guys a little, just to kick it off, he's going to speak in depth a little bit more about crabs in a barrel. And then we're going to talk about how the concept of crabs in a barrel can be disrupted. That's what we do. We shake stuff up.
We shake stuff
up. So
we're
going to shake things up a little bit and talk to you a little. So he's going to give you a little insight on crabs in a barrel.
So you typically can just go to, Google Academy.
Google Academy.
Because you're watching us on YouTube University. And the crabs in a barrel, man.
Facebook.
Check this out.
I mean, Instagram.
What is it meant by crab in a barrel, right? It's a metaphor used to describe the tendency of whenever someone gets ahead, others from the community try to pull them right back down again. Let me insert. Most of the quote-unquote stellar rappers or up-and-coming rappers will be doing well and be on the road and go back home and end up getting murdered.
Wow.
In their own hometown. Most of the time you'll see in a movie or you'll see in real life where somebody say, I grew up with you, I know you.
Right.
Your name Pee-wee. The dog is cringing upon their territory. Ducks in a pond, next subject. No, I'm just joking. Geese in a pond.
On the river.
On the river. But you got to understand that why does a person feel like they're going to look at a person and say, who do they think they are? And it's usually when a person is doing them. You're literally doing you. You're living your life. Yeah. You're being successful. One of our sons put a post up one time. He said, people mad at me for doing exactly what I said I was going to do.
That's true. And
so
it's a true story.
I'm ping-ponging with you today, baby. I'm ping-ponging. So from what we've done so far, using the example of, the artists that go, and then even we had Cam Newton recently come back and do a camp, right? And grown coaches attacked him at his own camp. And then one of them went on, and guess what he said? Cam always talking trash, so we just felt like we need to put him in his place. You're not Cam Newton, sir. You're not Cam Newton, who has made a name for himself in the football arena, who is now taking his plateau of success and bringing it back because he's an influence to the younger generation, but you out there trying to show them that he's a man just like you when actually he's not. Because in his mind, he set a goal and he obtained it. Please jump in.
So you said a whole lot like that's a
why I stopped,
mouthful.
so we
A
can
mouthful
chew on it a little bit.
Yeah, and the chewing starts with saying what you said you were going to do, number one. And then doing what you said you were going to do, number two. And seeing what you said you were going to do. And guess what? That opportunity and possibility is available for every single human being. We all have a level of influence and impact. We all do. Let me repeat that. We all have an opportunity to influence or impact other people. We all have that opportunity. So the question we have to ask ourselves are we maximizing and optimizing the opportunities to be impactful? And if you are you doing it in a way that you're expanding yourself? Are you doing that? Are you doing it in a way that you are influencing people to be better, to do better, to work together? Listen, and I want to stay in the frame that we're in.
Because first we're discussing.
Yes.
And then we're going to address it directly, and then we're going to disrupt it.
Right.
About to blow this thing
Absolutely. Absolutely. So the one thing is about community. We got to talk about community. And I think that that's a place in a dispensation that we're in now, because for the longest time, and I know for me, the last few years of my life, I literally have been working. Hello, Purple Haze Deuce. I literally have been working on myself. Like, I'm better today, and I'm a better wife. I'm a better entrepreneur. I'm a better leader. I'm a better teacher. I'm so much better today than I was, I would say, 5 years ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, even yesterday. Why? Because I literally took the time to work on myself. I became a better human being and individual.
When you're working on yourself, you don't have time to focus and try to tear down other people. Focus on and tear down other people. Like, people literally come up and devise plans on how they're going to make you not reach your goal. See, you said community. One of the definitions says the crabs in the barrel crab theory is a metaphor to describe the tendency of whenever someone gets ahead, others from their community try to pull them right back down from their community. Let me add this one to you, and then I'm gonna give it right back to you, okay? Crab barrel syndrome.
It's a whole syndrome.
It's a metaphor based on observation of a fisherman, watch this, catching crabs and putting them in a basket or barrel. Watch this. The crabs attempt to escape, but they do not do so by getting on top of each other, pulling others down, and eventually falling back into the basket themselves. They say you don't even have to put the top on the barrel, because you don't have to even cover the bucket. Right here. So what does the crab in the bucket mean? It's a translation of the following mindset. If I can't have it, neither can you. You ain't even thought about having it. But once you see that they want something, if I can't obtain that, why? Because of self-esteem, self-awareness, self-love, right?
Yeah.
They're not going to do that. But then when they see them doing it, I'm going to sabotage it, because if I can't have it, neither can you. And here's the last piece. The other crabs never allow anybody to do so. Watch this. Even if each crab has the power to escape, even if each one of us got the power to escape,
has the power
the other crabs never allow anybody to do so. Therefore, you don't even need to cover a bucket full of crabs.
Oh my God.
So all of this so-called glass ceiling that we got, and they won't let us, and they doing this, and they set us up, and they done took the whole. It reminds me of the elephant when he's young. You tie them up with this chain, and they try so long that you can just do a rope later on, and they don't try anymore, because their mindset is, I'm not gonna be able to obtain.
Right.
But we're now talking about people purposely setting up isms and schisms and traps to make people meet their demise or their downfall, because they are jealous. And I read one definition said jealous envious, and inequitable.
Inequitable.
Wow. And so,
Wow.
Lisa, you I know you were going somewhere, and I threw some more meat on the grill.
Oh gosh.
But I truly now break down, why do you think that mindset exists?
It's because of conditioning. And a lot of it has to do with programming too. That's why we have to change the channel a lot. That's why we have to turn the TV off.
Yeah.
Like, period.
I'm very selective.
Yeah, we don't watch news. We don't, because we understand that the concept behind it is to program your mind a certain way, to keep you in scarcity, to keep you in fear, to keep you in lack. When you become aware of who you are, and you become aware of, first of all, your potential, and then your actual ability past the potential, when you start putting that potential into action, once you become aware of who you are and all of the tools and resources and power that you have on the inside of you, and then once you realize, first of all, how powerful you are, and then how much more powerful you are when you connect with other people who are powerful too and know what their power is.
To get you out of the situation.
To
the crabs
get
in the
you
barrel
out
mentality
of,
is a situation.
It is a situation. And then that's what we find ourselves up against. And it's mental.
How about some real time?
It's mental.
How about some real time, right? So, quiet on the set is what people have heard whenever they see lights, camera, action, right? Quiet on the set. So sometimes when we're doing these podcasts, just like now, you can hardly hear this couple. But when they got from here to here, the young lady got louder. And I kind of look back. You may have seen me look back, because I'm like, are you purposely not acting like you see whether it's they doing their little podcast? They don't know if we got 1,000 people on here. But she did not show courtesy, something that we have gotten away from. Courtesy, what is it called, Lisa?
Respect.
Being sensitive to other people's situation.
We do it all the time.
It's the equivalent if you see someone trying to quiet a baby, and you walk in, yeah, let me get 8, let me get a 12-piece, shrimp fried, something, just as loud as you want to be. You act like you didn't see that lady trying to quiet the baby. and I think that society, part of the no, we don't want to just talk about symptoms. Part of the root cause is because we have been desensitized.
And then the other words that you described too, the jealousy thing, some people not wanting to see you do any better than they're doing. Like for me, I have intentionally set my mind to, if I can help you, I'm gonna help you, right? Also, in addition to that, I'm going to be empathetic toward you. I'm going to be sensitive toward whatever is going on with you. And whatever I can do within my ability and my capability, and then even in my thought process, it's always to do well, to do good, to be great. And even when somebody else is in the picture. And the reason for that is because I know about the law of reciprocity. I know about the law of compensation. I know about all of these universal laws that whatever it is that I'm putting out is what I'm getting back.
So they have
so why in the heck am I going to harm myself? Because I've expanded my mindset. I've expanded the way I think about things and the things that I do, the way that I do them. And I've expanded my opportunity to make me even better by treating others well.
Listen.
Did you catch that?
If you don't know that though, you feel like people say, I got it from the mud. I'm self-made. The reason they do that is because the crabs in the mentality, crabs in the barrel mentality does exist, okay? It's the boogeyman, okay? It is that thing that is real, but you hear about it and you throw it around. Crabs in a barrel, you just think, but why are we crabs in a barrel? Why? First of all, a good friend of ours told us, first of all, the crabs don't belong in the bucket.
They don't. It's unnatural.
Somebody put them in there. And I read one of the things, say the fishermen catch them and put them in the bucket and say, once I put them in there, if I put more than one in there, I ain't got to worry about it because ain't none of them going to let the other one escape.
Ooh, that to me is cringy. Like, I'm cringed over that. Like, just the even thought or the concept that you are aware
that you're going to help me keep you in prison.
That somebody else is going to help keep me in a place that I'm not even supposed to be myself.
I've caught you. I'm going to boil you and eat you. I am your enemy, but I know that you're going to assist each other with not escaping me eating you.
Wow. That's crazy. Like, the whole concept to me is insane.
Have you ever seen it? Have you ever experienced it?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Give us a story.
Oh
my
gosh.
God.
Right here. Like, and I'm just gonna say it because I used to be courteous and considerate and all of that stuff. But the reason that I'm calling it out is to bring awareness on it and to also have people think so that they can have an opportunity to change their mind. But in the South, and not even all the South, because some places in the South, you'll find people who are courteous and considerate and thoughtful and all of those things. So I'm not going to say the entire South. I'm just going to say folks who have scarcity mentality. And that's where I'm going to put it, because that's what it is. People who are in a place, in a position where they're scared, they're afraid that they're not going to do better than you, or that they don't have the ability to do better than you, or they're not aware of who they are and the power that they have. So Jackson, Mississippi is a place that I've never seen so much crab in a barrel mentality in my life. And I've literally been around the world. Literally been around the world. And I think it stems back to root causes, because this is the part that we want to disrupt, right? Of poverty. If you think about
a scarcity mentality,
if you think about places and you see the statistics, because the statistics do not have to be like this. One of the poorest places in the country, one of the less educated places in the country, where education is very low on the totem pole, is actually increasing up, which is great. So that sort of thing. So I've seen it a lot. I've seen where we have come into a situation where we're offering our community advocacy services for youth development, for growth and expansion in the community. And somebody will literally say out of their mouths, before you finish explaining what it is that you would like to do in service, volunteerism, and giving. These are the things you want to do. You want to give, you want to serve, you want to volunteer, you want to help the community, and you go and present it to the gatekeepers, the people.
That's their name. Call them by their name.
The people who are over different groups of people, different individuals, and you go and present an opportunity and say, look, we have been blessed, and this is what we want to do because we've been blessed. That's why. That's what our intention is. Because we've been blessed, we want to go and share the blessings. Bliss, B-L-I-S-S. Those blessings, our happiness, our enthusiasm, our joy. We want to go and share it with other people who have expressed that they're not feeling that way. So we go and say, hey, we want to go share, we want to help, we want to assist, we want to be a part. And they say, no, we don't want your services.
We don't need. But the statistics say something different.
And the people and the individuals are saying that we need help. Hey, we need help. And we've come and we're here, Benny and Lisa. We're saying, hey, we've come to help. We have a solution. We have resources. We have it. And we've come to help. And they look at you and say, the gatekeepers, look at you and say, we don't need your help.
And then we have
that's an example.
And then we have a level of the filter that is beneath the gatekeepers that try to keep you in a hamster on a wheel type of mentality.
Yeah.
Like, give me a couple of weeks. And
right.
you leave that first meeting thinking, wow, a couple of weeks.
When the people need help right
now. I've been busy. What you doing next month? I had one person tell me.
We know you want to come help,
but
just wait until next week or maybe next month.
I had one person tell me, well, the spring, and it was the fall. I'm gonna be freed up. And then when I called them in the spring, what you trying to do now? What is it? Oh man, I wish you would have told me that in the fall. True story. True story.
It's true.
And so some people, watch this. Some people are so inundated with busy that they are missing out on things that would make it easier because they have fallen for the okie doke, as we say. They keep, it's like a teacher giving students busy work.
Right.
But no effectiveness, no impact. Speaking of impact, you don't want to miss the Impact virtual meeting.
So this is the disruption.
That's the reason why there's not much impact is because of the CRABS. One of the reasons is the CRABS in a barrel mentality.
Yeah.
Hard for you to be impactful and influential and powerful in an area where people are not allowing your resource to be exposed to the people that may necessarily need your resource, your alternatives, and the products and services that you offer.
So the beautiful thing is that we have leadership, individual leadership skills. A leadership skill is resilience, is persistence, is keeping your mind open and then allowing the Creator to speak to you, and you become creative in your marketing tactics and your reach and the opportunities for exposure through other people. And guess what? We literally, Benny and I'm going to say this emphatically, we kept going, kept being persistent, kept putting the resources out there, kept putting the tools out there. And I'm going to say this, because it's going to be a profound moment for you, because we talked about it today. So we kept in the leadership that we know about, because we're leaders. And as a leader, you don't give up on something that you know that you've been called to do. So we were like that elephant that you talked about, being strapped to whatever the thing is, just being strapped, tied down, right? So we were so used to people saying no, or we don't need you, or not today, and something that we're trying to give you, and you're saying no, not today. Like, to me, that does not make any sense whatsoever. Hey, Laura. So in the meantime, yes, we had gotten used to people doing what they were going to do. Then all of a sudden, here come people, and they're calling. They're like, hey, we need you here in Jackson. And we're like, we live in Jackson.
But I thought you was in Memphis.
We're in Memphis, and we're working in Memphis and doing all of these wonderful things in Memphis because the people in Memphis called us to come to Memphis. They want us in Memphis. They act accordingly. They accept and receive the services that we have to offer. So someone comes and says, we need you in Jackson. So Benny's like, and I'm just going to be very transparent. He was like, I don't know. Because everybody else has been saying no. Why would you say yes? So you have to ask those questions initially, but then you have to get over yourself. Because if you don't get over yourself, you become just like those gatekeepers that you have been encountering yourself. So you can't end up, and we talk about this all the time, you can't be so for something that you're anti that.
Yes.
Like, you can't be so pro-black that you become anti-white.
And you're a racist now yourself.
You become a racist yourself. Like, you can't do that. No, you can't do it. So the point that I'm making in this whole disruption is that as a leader, you have to ensure that sometimes as you are focused, as you are resilient, as you are disciplined, as you are moving forward and you're being persistent, that you still have an open mind and you still step back sometimes and then look at the bigger, broader picture. And if somebody's coming to say, hey, look, I have an opportunity for you. I know what they've done in the past, but guess what? I am here to help. And the reason for that is because I believe that the Creator allows in your persistence that there are people out there who aren't crabs in the barrel. They're not.
Exactly.
They're just not in the barrel. Okay? So they're not there to pull you down. They have come to give what you've been giving.
One of the people that is one of our partners said just today, sometimes you be waiting and dealing with these people for so long, they make your head hurt.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's a true story.
It's a true story.
It can be very frustrating.
It's a true story.
Like one of the things, if anyone has ever put on an event, especially dealing with youth and you're feeding the youth and you're providing transportation or whatever, you need to have a head count. And you know, I've even tried
because
to
you have to prepare.
You have to prepare. And one lady was like, "Well, why you need to know?" I was like, well, first of all, you need to be on time or you're gonna get left.
Right.
Second of all, we need to know if you have one child, two children. Like you texting me, asking me for information about a program, but you don't want to text me back your name and the name of your children. You know, it's like you can't tell help how to help you, ladies and gentlemen. And that's the crab in the barrel mentality as well. You know why? Because some people have made you think that they're helping and they're really not helping.
Right.
It's a Band-Aid on a gunshot wound. And we all, hopefully if you've never seen it in the movies, you know that a gunshot is scattered wounds. Like if someone shoots you with a shotgun, it's gonna be several pellets that hit you versus one entry of a bullet.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and so now you're bleeding in several places.
I didn't know that.
And so you can't put a Band-Aid. So when people say Band-Aid on a gunshot wound,
yeah.
Now a gunshot wound can be as wide as this, and all of these, all of my fingers could be holes from pellets from a shotgun, right? So what do I look like putting a Band-Aid on one when there's so many going on?
Yeah.
And that's what they've done. So people have said, well, I'm gonna give you $200 for your youth program, and now that person saying, oh, but I'm gonna vote for them. But you understand they had $200,000 to give out. They had $200,000 to give out, and they did that just so they could appease you. You know, there's a lot of misallocating of funds. There's a lot of people that are sitting in position that will try to convince people, but I'm the type of person now, why you want me to work with them? Why? It seems like they're working with kids, they're doing whatever. You're talking about right now on this screen, over 50 plus years of experience in education, business consulting,
leadership,
research, resources, research, business consulting, all of that sitting right here. When you couple that with the other people that we're partnering with and the other resources that we have, you're talking about over a century worth of experience, knowledge, and know-how on how to get in front of these youth, these young adults, and make them realize that their future started today.
Right now.
Get out of the seat of complacency and begin to dream and give them the tools to acquire the dream.
Right.
And so why would you try to block unless it is crabs in a barrel mentality? It is scarcity mentality, where there's more than enough for everybody.
And that's what...
And we haven't came and said we the end all be all.
No.
We saying how can we partner?
Yeah. So now we're gonna shift.
Now look, because I don't want people to think. Watch this. I don't want people to think it's about Benny and Lisa now jumping on and we wounded from something, because we're definitely not wounded.
Nah.
We're more than well. The point is, this is what I have to be very precise with this.
It's an observation
I have
and
to
a
be
solution.
very precise. At the 29-minute, 45-second mark, I want to say to you, one day it dawned on me how many other people are being hindered from being a help. Because it's not personal. If you take it personal, you're wrong. It's a system that has been set in place to manipulate, hear me, to control, and to actually keep the issue issuing. Because there's a way that they're compensated from the issue.
Right.
Issue, getting paid for the issue. Solution is gonna totally take away the issue. Now how can I get paid?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so don't think this is about Benny and Lisa.
Yeah.
This is about any other group or any other couple or any other individual that wants to make impact.
Right.
But you found yourself not being able to, and we're telling you what the issue is so you can now take the solution as we offer it.
Transitioning now. We've talked about the crabs in a barrel. We've talked about the crabs in a barrel syndrome. We've talked about the awareness of that particular issue. So we're not here just to talk about issues. We're here to provide solutions. What is the solution? First solution is you. First solution is your observation, and your awareness, in knowing the power that you have, that is within you. The power that you have within you is limitless, meaning that there is no limit. Because one of the things that we have to remember about ourselves, that we are spirits having a human experience on this earth. And as spirits, we're free, we're open, we're all-knowing, we're all-seeing, we're all-powerful. We know everything that we need to know when we need to know it. And so the whole perspective for us is that we have to tap into that part of us, that existence of us. We have to tap into that knowing part. So one of the things that I recognize that is that this experience is happening with us because Benny and Lisa are solutionists. We've come up with solutions.
When we're faced with something and we don't get in our
way,
feelings, get in our emotions, you will realize that find a need, be the solution, and you'll always have resources.
Right.
You'll always have the things that you need, because that need needs to be taken care of.
It does.
And so there's a need now for the torch to be changed.
Right.
There's a need now to dismantle the gatekeepers.
Right, right. And so in the disruption, what is the disruption? The disruption is that the solution that we have that's available is a meeting that we're actually going to have on Sunday. It's a virtual meeting and it's called Impact. And the purpose of Impact is to show each and every one of us show us the keys, the information, the tools, the resources, the power that we all have that's already on the inside of us. And then the stronger power of us coming together and working together. Like-minded people coming together and working together. Now, one of the tools that Benny and I have is that we are resourceful when it comes to technology. Technology is one of the greatest tools that we have taken advantage of in using, right? So one of the greatest tools that we use, instead of, like, for us now, I know that for probably the last 6 to 7 months, probably not even that long, because it's not been that long, I would say 4 months, I don't do initial drafting on anything. What I do is I take some of the tools that I have, I'll put in a prompt with the tools that I have, and then allow them to spit out some framework for me so that I'm not writing out so much. And then I'll take that framework and then I will actually customize it to my thoughts. I will customize it to my ideas. I'll customize it to my belief system, my preferences, and all of that stuff. And so things that used to take me an hour, 2 hours to do, literally takes me now like 15 minutes from beginning to end because of some of the tools that I use. So these are things that we're willing to share with you guys just so that you'll have them. As a matter of fact, I went to lunch with my sister-in-law, Tracy, and she and I use some of the same tools. And she was saying to me, she said, Lisa, there are some reports and things that used to take me a couple of days to work through that I can work out now in like 30 minutes to an hour. And it's done from beginning to end with some of the tools that we use. So we're willing and we're going to share some of those things with you. And then in addition to that, we also have some people who we have trained to use the tools to help you with the tools. So that's what we're going to be talking about on Sunday. That's what we're going to be sharing. We're also going to share with you and help you assess yourself to see what your strengths are, your weaknesses are, so that you can improve upon the strengths and then also take those weaknesses and improve upon them too and use those for your advantage.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
We want to show you and help free up time for you. Your time is priceless. There is no value on time. There's no value on time. And if you don't know that, I'll give you an example. The reason that, and I say there's no value, there are extreme values. It can be from 0, meaning there's no value at all because you've placed no value on it, or you can't place a value on it at all, or something in the middle. So all of that. So meaning that you could be making $2 an hour, $15 an hour, $3,500 an hour, $10,000 an hour, or you don't even share your time with some people because you place so much value on it that there's no value and you're not willing to give it to others. So the whole point is that wherever you are in that scenario, we're going to help you determine where you need to place that value in your life. I'm going to give you an example. This is an example, and this is what you'll get. I have a certain particular set of skills in the short-term rental industry, and my girl Laura Teeter is on here too. She has those particular set of skills too, because she and I have worked with each other for over 3 years. We've been a part of each other's lives. So, in this same particular set of skills. So what I did was I actually put together a system, a mentoring system that started out with an ebook and then some other digital products and then some mentoring opportunities. And I put it out there valued starting at $250 for the product up to $2,500 for that product. And it's just because of my experience. I put my experience into a digital product, and instead of me having to go and talk to everybody about my experience, I set it up on autopilot and was able to monetize it and get paid because of my experience and because I was able to package it up and put it into a digital product and put it into a system. So those are the things that we will talk about. And because I was able to do that, what it did was it freed up time for me.
Absolutely.
And then it also provided me with some additional resources that helped free up some other time for me and help provide me with some additional options. So
now,
those are the things.
Wait. Why is time so important?
Because you can't get it back. Once you give it, you can't get it back.
Let's see, you understand this. And this is what we teach when we teach our vision board class, right? Or workshop. I call them workshops, WORTH. They're worth it. That your vision should not be centered around money.
Right. Absolutely.
Okay. The value in your vision is that it is a resource that people need.
Right.
And that you enjoy doing it, that you love. You gotta love the aspect of what you do. But you will get burnt out if it's taking all of your time.
You will.
Okay? The most beautiful family has been disrupted because you got a great idea, you got a great business, but you never had family time. Why? Because you didn't have some of the tools that she's talking about.
And the other tool and some of the other tools are balance. Like, what do you do to balance out your life? What do you do for rest and relaxation? Are you giving somebody the majority of your time and then you are just stressed out all the time?
Well, so,
are you
and to that, again, the balance comes from what? Scheduling your time, right?
Scheduling.
So time is the most valuable thing, guys. Like Lisa said, you can't get it back.
Can't.
You know, you can pay for some time on a ride at Disneyland. You can pay for some time to get a massage. You can pay for, whatever. But there's something that they blocked off to say, you just paid for $215 to $220 on this ride. Because why? It's something that other people want too. So they're gonna get paid for it. So how do you now block out your time? That's balance. How do you block out your time to say, this is what I'm working on, and how do you beautifully duplicate yourself? How do you do that? How do you make more than one of you? You're so beautiful. Look at you. Y'all so lovely.
You're so beautiful.
That's not two of you. But how can you now do that? By getting the tools and the resources that are readily available. Like, we know some people that will literally get on the road and travel back and forth because they don't want to fly.
Yeah.
And to me, it's like, get over that fear. Because I like to fly. We'll drive, but I like to fly. So there is a tool. And then you got tools to where people literally can go, like, okay, I'm sure this, I feel you itching over there. I feel you just not itching, but I feel your energy, right? I've been paid as a photographer to go and take pictures of a house where at one point people will either just not have pictures, or they'll say, I gotta get to South Carolina, I gotta get to Jackson, I gotta get to Miami to take the pictures. I ain't had a chance to go down there yet. But they figure out a way for us to take the pictures in an app and upload it in the app, and then they pay you in the app for each time you upload pictures.
True story.
Resources. You're being limited by not having all of the resources that are available.
And the beautiful thing is that we don't know all of the resources that are available. That's why it's important for you to show up too.
Yes.
So that you have an opportunity to share too and to learn from other people also. And that's what this is all about. It is a networking opportunity for like-minded individuals who want to progress in life, who want to expand in life, who want to be assistants, who want to be advocates, who want to be supportive and supporters instead of crabs in a barrel. So this is the disruption.
Great things can happen in a meeting.
Great things can happen in a meeting.
But
that meeting is community.
But great things literally happen out of the meeting. Meaning
the
you
greater
take what
things
you learn
happen out of the meeting.
You can be impacted.
The action.
You can be impacted in a meeting, get excited, motivated, inspired, and go back, and 2 weeks later you ain't even pick back up the booklet that they gave you with the 7 steps to get started.
So that's where leadership comes in, because as a leader, when you pick up on the leadership skills that you have already, all you have to do is develop them. All you got to do is just use them every single day. Benny has this wonderful tool that we call the 6 degrees of preparation. That's one of our leadership tools. And so we're going to share those tools with you and other tools that we have that will keep you in a mindset of being consistent, disciplined, of being consistent, persistent, and then also having inspiration instead of just motivation, because inspiration comes from the inside. And you don't need external people hoorahing and hooraying you on all the time.
No.
It comes from inside of you.
No.
Where does that come from? And what is your why? Those are the things that we talk about in Impact.
I want to add something about the Impact Conference, and it's going to be a segue from the crabs in the barrel mentality, okay? We discussed it. We addressed it, but now I want to totally disrupt it. Think about this. First of all, the crabs in the barrel were put there by someone. That means something happened to you or something happened to them if you're operating in that syndrome. That made you feel scarcity. That made you feel like, if they don't have it, I don't want them. If I can't get it, I don't want them to have it.
Right.
Why can't you get it? It said every crab has the power to get out. But once they see one getting out, they pull them back in. So guess what? Your service is not to the other crabs in the barrel.
Oh!
So why are you trying to appease to the crabs in the barrel? This is the disruption. Stop trying to be included in something that you're trying to escape.
In something that does not serve
you.
you.
It does not serve you. It does not. Just because something happened to you, just because they lied on you, cheated, stole your idea, blah, blah, blah. Look, you are a creator. They can have that idea.
Because you can create another one.
You can create another one. Okay? And now you have the experience of how not to share it so loosely with everyone.
How to protect yourself, how to ensure that there is some parameters and boundaries that are put around you. Those are the things that we will talk about in Impact, the virtual meeting that takes place this Sunday.
That's right.
Now, what's going to happen is, now this afternoon, you'll see on our social media, you will see the flyers.
You'll see the link in our bio.
You'll see the link in our bio. You'll see the QR code. You'll see all of that stuff. You'll see the post that talks about it. And if you don't see it, I would say within the next couple of hours, come back and look again. But you also, if you have our direct information, you can definitely reach out to us and we'll get it to you. So we want to make sure that you have the tools that you need to succeed and get yourself out of that barrel and become the beautifully supportive, advocate, expansive, not crab, but being that you are.
It's time for you to be the eagle, baby.
Yes.
It's time for you to soar.
Yes.
So listen, guys, I want to wrap up with this.
From crabs to eagles.
I want to wrap up with this. I know throughout the years, I've seen people. We was at Forrest and his wife, his lovely wife.
Oh
wedding.
yeah, their wedding was so.
And I'm saying lovely wife because I can't remember her name. Please don't beat me
but
up.
she still is lovely too.
But you know, people say that. And his lovely wife because you don't know the name. Anyway,
she's lovely though.
I want you guys to understand that throughout the years, people have said, I want to get with you about the mentorship stuff. I want to get with you about, y'all did a book, I want to get with you.
Yeah.
Y'all did this, I want to get with you, right? Well, here's your opportunity to get with us. With Impact. Here's your opportunity because we're going to give you the tools and resources that you need to take your idea and make your concept a reality. I'm talking about an active, living, breathing thing out of your mind, onto the paper, out there in the world, doing what it was created to do by you. That's why you want to be at Impact. So you as an individual can begin to make impact, not just for yourself and your family, but for any other organization, any other community that you are connected to. We want you guys to get the tools that you need. We want you to not just be motivated, we want you to be inspired, and we want you to have the maintain and increasing, the sticking and staying with this thing to where it does maintain and increase and advance on its own. Okay?
Yes.
It's gonna take on a life of its own, all right? But you have to have impact here first and impact here with yourself. And that's what we're offering you. Lisa, please take us out of here.
Yep.
I think we've been on about maybe 50 minutes or so.
So
Good,
just ensure that the whole crabs in a barrel mentality, the whole crabs in a barrel syndrome is just for us to be aware of what it is and that it does exist. That's what it's there for. It's to teach you, right? It's to teach you that that's not what you want to do and that's not what you want to be. You don't want to be a crab in a barrel. You don't. So you want to be an eagle, soaring and flying and taking advantage of the wingspan that you have and the opportunity for the freedom that you also have. All of these bravery, freedom, the symbols that we see in the United States of America. That's why people literally fight and die to get over to the United States because those are the feelings that they feel when they are trying to get here, right? And I'm referring to those that are trying to get here across the border and all of that stuff. Bottom line is this, is that you don't want to be a crab. You want to be symbolic of the freedom that is within you. You want to be inspired by things that have happened in you, through you, and as you, as opposed to that same old story that you've been telling yourself. Well, you know, so-and-so happened to me and I had this experience where these people were trying to be a gatekeeper to me and I wasn't able to do what I was able to do. That's a lie. You are able to do anything that you want to do, but sometimes you just have to know what to use and how to use it so that you can be this beautiful, great possibility that you already are. And so that's what impact does for you, for us, for all of us. And we will share those tools. We'll share the mindset. We will share resources. We'll share the people. We'll share all of the incantations that we use. Incantations that we use. We will share the scheduling, the discipline, the digital tools that we have, all of those great things. So make sure that you join us on Sunday, 3:30 CST and 4:30 EST. And then if you're on the West Coast,
that's PM.
PM, yes, PM. So if you're on the West Coast,
don't get up at no 3:30 in the morning looking for us.
It's PM. So if you're on the West Coast, I think that you're an hour behind us, or even maybe 2. So between 1:30 and 2:30, just check your local time. And we are 3:30. It's going to take place 3:30 CST. Okay? So just be mindful of that. And we will see you on Sunday. Make sure that you reserve that wonderful time. Oh, look at the birds. Oh,
I don't know if they making whoopee or they fighting.
No, they're not fighting. And I think they're just kissing. And it might be just some lovebirds or something.
That's a strong kiss.
I don't know. But at any rate, we're better together. We're stronger together. And also, this is our opportunity to expand our great community. And so we want you to be a part of our great community. So we'll see you on Sunday. You guys have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your day. And thank you for joining us live.
By the way, that's not a screensaver behind us. I saw it on YouTube. It looks like maybe we in front of a screensaver or a green screen. You know, we actually out here on the water. And it's beautiful. The sun is not shining so bright, so you know, the climate is beautiful, and we really we should have actually did this live. Well, we planned to do this live on yesterday, but we're doing it today. But I know everything happens for a reason. So if you see this, I like to say, if you see something, say something.
Yes.
Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know if you have any questions, any comments about how to get the information for Impact. Lisa and I have been for years saying that we're going to do more things like this, and we just at the point to where we want to reach as many people as possible, give them the tools and resources that they need, and all you owe us is to be greatly successful.
That's it.
All right, we want you to be greatly successful. We don't want to put a thumb on you and try to control you and come back to us and for this and come back. No, we want to give you everything that you're ready to handle and more. Right. Okay, so we love you guys, man. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube Open House Vision TV. Make sure you subscribe at Zen Boss Lady. I also can take subscriptions at Open House Vision TV on Instagram as well. They just gave me that, and you know, we leaning more toward Instagram and YouTube. We are on Facebook, but we want to have more liberty to share the information that we're sharing without restraints, and that's why we're here. Okay, so thank you for tapping and tuning in. Thank you guys for watching over here. Zen Boss Lady got all of the people all over the world tuned in. Thank you guys for coming on Open House Vision TV, and if you're on the YouTube channel, make sure that you click the bell, subscribe, so you can get the notifications. We love y'all.
We love y'all.
Gotta go. God bless. Thank y'all for watching.
Have a great day.
Great day.
Enjoy the rest of your evening.